But what you don't realize is that it's deteriorating rapidly underneath you. And so all of a sudden, that mattress is going to be nothing in a year, but you don't realize that the mattress is doing that. You
Right.
don't understand that because it's so gradual. It's kind of like when somebody grows a beard.
Mm-hmm.
If you see them every day and they're growing the beard out, when it's a full beard, you don't really think it's that big a change.
Sure.
And that's
Years.
that deterioration of those inexpensive mattresses. But as soon as they shave the next day and you notice right away, boom. Welcome back to the Healthy Sleep Podcast. We're your hosts, John and David. We're brothers, owners, and operators here at MattressGrove. This podcast is about living a healthier life through a great night's sleep. Each episode, we explore practical tips, science-backed insights, and everyday habits that help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling truly refreshed.
Heck yeah. We talk to people all the time about how they don't get good sleep. And we ask them, well, why not? And it's never the mattress. They never blame the mattress.
They don't.
They blame all these other things, about they're, stressed or just all these different things, but it's never the mattress. And, but oftentimes it turns out a lot of times a big problem is the mattress.
That's right.
So that's what we want to dive into, and that's today, and that's why we have this podcast, is because we want to help people realize that there's a lot of things that go into sleep, and the mattress is a big part of it. Obviously, we can help with that, but we want to talk today about helping people figure out whether it is the mattress that's causing the problems.
That's right. Absolutely.
Because again, you shouldn't have to, settle for bad sleep. I mean, bad sleep is not normal.
That's not normal.
No, it's not normal. And so the way I look at it is best sleep equals best life.
That's right.
So I think it's important. And, I think, if we can help a few people figure out whether, they're having a problem with their mattress, what bothers me is, and what I worry about is when I talk to some of my friends or just talk to people on the John and David line, they, have these pains or they can't sleep at night. And the worst thing in the world is they go and take pills.
Right.
Instead of looking at what the real problem might be, which might be the mattress.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, when we, on the John and David line, we get a lot of information there. That's 336-280-0077. And, if you get information out of this podcast, fantastic. If there's something that you're questioning, call us. We're here for you. We want to hear about it so that we can either help you or maybe even help others with your information.
Yeah, that's right. Because we love to share stories.
Yep.
So the stories that our listeners share with us, either through DMs or on our John and David line, we're able to find out more information and then share those stories. And we're going to share some of those stories today.
Oh boy!
Yeah, we're gonna share some of those stories today. So we're gonna dive into. I mean, how you been sleeping? I mean, it's been a week. It's been a minute since we've been in here. Now you got a little swivel chair.
I know. Got a little tiny chair now.
Yeah. We had to change our little studio a little bit. Yeah, it's good. We can move
stretch.
Yeah, a little stretch. Yeah.
I love it. Well, I mean, we've been busy. We just had furniture market, and it's just on the grind. Working all weekend, and then
you didn't get a day off. I thought I missed you.
I saw you every single day.
Dang, yeah,
which is a good thing.
It is. It's a good. Yeah, it's been a good, great market. Great market. It's good to see everybody.
Tons of time, tons of focus, and so sleep was not as good as I would liked it to be. So I didn't get.
But that was self. It
was definitely self-induced, no doubt.
Self-induced.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So I was up late. I was eating bad. Name it all. Snacking.
Maybe even had a Paloma. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Hey, customers say you need a Paloma. I have a Paloma. Yeah.
That's right.
Whatever customers say.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
So good. Yeah. But how about yourself?
Yeah. Same. It's when you're so fired up during the day. It's, it takes a little while, but I mean, actually, I didn't sleep as long, kind of what you were saying. Maybe I didn't sleep as long, but I slept good when I went to bed. I couldn't wait to get my head on a pillow.
Yep.
I don't even know if my head hit the pillow before I was out. But
I will tonight.
Yeah, I know exactly. That's right. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, all is good, man.
Yeah.
Just keep on rolling, helping people get a better night's sleep.
That's right. Well,
that's
I
what we
do remember one day where you got a cold brew with some cold foam.
I did
in the afternoon.
That was a
and
bad
we
idea.
Talk about not doing that.
I know, but
you
a customer. It was a customer. A customer wanted us to. He was coming in at 2:00, and he said he wanted a coffee. I said, "What kind of coffee you want?" He said, "I want a cold brew with cold foam." I had no idea what a cold brew, cold foam is. Now I know you don't drink those past about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. 2:00 in the afternoon. I finished it by 4. I shouldn't have done that. Those things have a lot of caffeine in them. Oh my gosh!
I've never seen you so alert at 5
it was
o'clock
bad.
in the afternoon.
Well, heck, Angela, she came in and said, "Good Lord, what are you on? Your pupils are this big." And I said, "I'm on cold brew."
Like this.
So anyway,
so
we have to thank our customer for that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. But
Lesson learned.
that'll be morning stuff.
Yep.
So if anybody hadn't had cold brews, you probably don't want to do that in the afternoon.
Yep.
Of course, we don't recommend caffeine after 3:00 anyway, probably 2:00, but cold brews, not after 12, maybe not after 9.
Those things are potent.
Those things are potent. Yeah, absolutely.
But that was fun.
That
was a fun part of the market.
It was. Oh, yeah. No, it was. It's always fun to, speed out for a while.
Yep.
Anyway, but yeah, so we want to talk, again, we want to talk about, people telling us how they sleep so poorly, and and then they tell us all the reasons why, and so we want to dive into that today to try to figure out some of the common things that people tell us are back pain, maybe can't fall asleep, and if you can't fall asleep, one thing I'll say is that your mattress should be the most comfortable place in your house. So that should be somewhere you look forward to, kind of like an oasis, just a beautiful oasis where you get to go and put your head down on a pillow and go out. I can't imagine a mattress being or sleep being, I just don't want to do that because I know I'm going to toss and turn. I know I'm not going to go to sleep. That would be a bad thing. And I can't say that I've been there before in the past, where I just didn't want to go to sleep. I felt like I had too much to do, but you will do better tomorrow if you go ahead and put yourself, get in a good mattress and go to sleep tonight, for sure. But I had a call. This was last week, but I had a call from Sierra, and she had slept on one of our mattresses at a friend's house. But anyway, she had bought a mattress 12 months ago, and it was one of those things that they roll up and they squish and put in a box. Which she thought was necessary. That was her first mattress, her very first mattress. She had a terrible experience.
That's not fun.
I know, first mattress. She didn't know any different, so she went to one of the big boxes online and ordered it. It came to her home, and it lasted her, about a year. It was, comfortable, and so she slept on one of our mattresses at her friend's house, and she was like, "Oh my gosh!" She didn't know.
I had no clue.
She had no clue. So anyway, she reached out and she was just asking, I don't even know how to shop for a mattress. And so we talked, and after, a short conversation, I gave her enough information to where she could go to her local store where she was located and where she could purchase, or at least have enough knowledge to go in and find, a great mattress. Because buying a $500, $700, even $1,000 mattress today is going to be expensive for you down the road because you're going to have to go spend it again. And how inflation is today,
and really fast.
Yeah, that if you spend $700 today, you're going to spend $1,400 in a couple years when that mattress is worn out. So good mattresses stay comfortable longer. That's one thing that if you get a good quality mattress that are made with quality components, it's going to last comfortable longer, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, and those really inexpensive mattresses, they may feel great for the first week or two, maybe a month, but what you don't realize is that it's deteriorating rapidly underneath you. And so all of a sudden, that mattress is going to be nothing in a year, but you don't realize that the mattress is doing that. You
Right.
don't understand that because it's so gradual. And I think that's what we don't understand. It's kind of like when somebody grows a beard. If you see them every day and they're growing the beard out, when it's a full beard, you don't really think it's that big a change because it took so long over time.
Sure.
And that's
Years.
that deterioration of those inexpensive mattresses. But as soon as they shave the next day and you notice right away, boom. So, it's that gradual deterioration of that mattress that, the less expensive, like what you're talking about, under $1,000, those mattresses aren't going to last, that long. They just aren't.
Yeah.
They're not built for it.
Because
they got to be comfortable enough for you to buy. So those materials are just not going to equal themselves out.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a great analogy. I mean, no question, our body adapts, over a period of time, and we don't know. But the problem with that is that your body adapts, and then now you've got either a medical issue, or you have another, or you just got back problems, or you're just not sleeping well. And so that's why, we recommend, checking even if you have a great mattress, check every 7-8 years or so, check your mattress, make sure that it's still getting you that support, because you don't want to get to that point where you start having back problems or leg problems, sciatic nerves, whatever it is, all those different things that you can get from having a bad mattress, because again, you spend a third of your life, 7-8 hours on it. A lot of things can happen, but our bodies do adapt.
They don't just typically happen from nothing.
Right.
Your mattress is sagging where you're not getting support, so your body is laying down in that mattress.
Yeah.
And then your muscles are trying to support themselves, and all night long, and so you're waking up sore. You shouldn't wake up sore. It goes back to what we were talking about before. Don't suffer. Don't suffer. Get a great mattress, one that's comfortable but yet supportive, and and then like John said, check back in. Check in on your sleep. Make sure you're getting good night's sleep, sleeping through the night, and you're waking up refreshed and rejuvenated.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of the signs, we went through some of them, but let's kind of go through them. We talked about hard to fall asleep at night. If you
comfort and pressure relief.
Comfort, pressure relief. Yeah, so if you're feeling pressure or anything, your shoulders, necks, what else? Like laying, if you share a bed with your partner, rolling together is another one that's that's kind of sagging, but you can just feel it's like, oh.
Yeah, and then, you also have where, you get too close to the edge and you roll out of the mattress, because the edge support's not strong enough.
Yep.
That's another indicator that the bed's not very supportive. You should be able to sleep all the way out to the edge. So that keeps you and your partner's temperatures a little more regulated, because you're not having to stay so close together. Sometimes that's good, though.
It depends on what you're trying to do. If you're sleeping or you're trying to do something else.
Oh,
yeah. We can talk about that if we need to.
Yeah. Oh, but that's not what we're talking about.
Oh, that's
today.
right. We're talking about We're talking about that's right. Okay, well, that's next episode.
Yep. So, and it goes back to what you're talking about with the shoulder and stuff. If your arms fall asleep, stuff like that, that's all pressure.
Sure.
And so it goes back simply as comfort.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable as you're falling asleep? And then you go into the sagging of a mattress. Is it really giving you proper support? As
you can usually see that and feel that. What about like a ridge in the middle? Like if you share a bed with a partner, that's meaning that it's wearing out?
That would be a big indicator of that.
So a king size in particular, right? They kind of get a ridge in the middle. Because if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing in the middle of the mattress together, then
it's not getting any use. So it's gonna be that. But again, it shouldn't if it's a high quality mattress.
Right.
But it's also one of those things that it's from a manufacturer's perspective, you're gonna get some body impression on either side of the mattress on a king size. They call it a king ridge. So you're going to get some, but you shouldn't have a lot.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to climb up on
an inexpensive mattress.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
you're going to get that.
Yeah, you would definitely. You won't get that on the Artisan because it's all hand tufted and all high quality.
Correct.
So any of the Simply Luxe Artisan products that if you want that for sure. A lot of people think this is normal. just because of the adaptation of our bodies. And also we just don't know. So again, that's why, we make ourselves available to have these conversations on the John and David line. We want to talk to people, help you just understand more about the process, because it's all about getting a better night's sleep.
Absolutely. And again, it's not about our product. It's about you getting a great night's sleep. And, we have some indicators that can help you figure that out pretty quick. And, one of them we've already mentioned is when you sit on the edge of the mattress. Can you sleep out to the edge? If you can't, then it's probably, not good components.
Yeah.
So you got to be real careful about that. That's probably the easiest indicator for people when they sit down on the mattress or lay back, roll over to the edge. How close can you get to that edge?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
and
really
you can
important.
do that in the store, like even with the new mattresses, for sure. If it doesn't have a good supportive edge where it holds you up, if you can grab a bunch of fabric, that's not a good situation. It's not going to get any better. Mattresses don't get firmer over time.
They don't.
That's one thing they won't
do if they collapse all the way down to the floor.
That's true. Yep. And then you got a problem. Then you got a bigger problem.
Yeah,
Maybe that was a frame problem. But
once people realize that they've got a new mattress and that's what it is, the thank yous are amazing from people. I mean, I can't it makes me feel so good when somebody figures out what it is, and they're so thankful it was just a mattress. And it's not just a mattress at that point to them, it becomes a big thing. And so, once you figure out that mattress is going to give you a great night's sleep, those 8 hours that you used to lay in bed, toss and turn, wake up not refreshed, wake up sore or whatever else. Now you're waking up rejuvenated. Your brain is fantastic. Your body feels great. So, everything changes. Your entire mood, your entire life changes at that point. And I can't tell you how many times somebody has come up to me and thanked me for that. And I love it. That makes me happy.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's what it's all about. That's what we're really good at. And so, we're you're exactly right. I don't know that there's anything better than that, because that's one thing we can do. We can help with that. Yep. So, but yeah, man, I tell you, man, we appreciate you guys, tuning in and watching us here on the Healthy Sleep Podcast, or listening to us. We're located right here in Greensboro, North Carolina. David and I, owners, operators right here. We're here every day.
Every day.
We're on the Call John and David line 24/7. So you guys give us a call at 336-280-0077. Of course, you can always go to mattressgrove.com and our number will pop up there as well. I mean, we're here to help. So, follow us on the different platforms and hit the bell notification, to get the updates on when we'll be releasing our next episode. Right now we're releasing them about every other week. We're super busy, so we're not podcasters by any means.
Nope.
I don't feel like a podcaster. All I'm doing is just trying to share information.
I make a lot better mattress than I do podcast.
Yeah, I do too. But we do feel like it's our calling to, help people get a better night's sleep, and that's why we just want to talk. We're happy to talk to anybody, anytime. I know that's crazy. Most people say, "I can't believe you answered the phone. How can you do it? How can we not do it?" I mean, I
love it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I'm asleep, David's asleep, we'll call you back when we wake up.
Yep.
If you're
don't be interrupting my sleep. I love my sleep.
yeah, that's the only time. That's right. So, but we do appreciate everybody, really do, and we're here to help. We really are, and so until next time,
get better sleep.
Let's go.